So Forest Ranch is one of the most popular neighborhoods in all of North County, San Diego, and you can certainly tell by its price tag. Today, I'm going to tell you about the good things and the bad things about living in Forest Ranch. Let's go check it out. Okay, so one of my big complaints about the shopping center here at Forest Ranch is it was built in like the early 2000s. So the popular thing at the time was like big box shopping centers with a parking lot, a huge parking lot in the middle, and then the stores kind of surrounding it, sort of like a strip mall-esque shopping center. Now shopping centers are going the more the villagey style. They'll have like a big parking garage on the side, and then they'll have kind of an area for people to gather and congregate. So this is actually new behind me right here in Forest Ranch. They have this new little grass pad here, so right behind Mendocino Farms and Roaster Coffee. So it's a place you can grab lunch here, grab dinner, grab a coffee, let your kids run around a little bit, and kind of a gathering place here at Forest Ranch, which they didn't really have before, in my opinion. So one of the big questions I get about the suburbs up here in San Diego are, how are the parks in the neighborhood? So Forest Ranch, especially like a lot of the neighborhoods around here, have some great parks over here. They have 6 community parks throughout Forest Ranch. We're standing outside Patriot Park right now, which is one of the bigger parks here in San Diego. They also have a huge sports park we're gonna go check out later in the video. One of the big questions I get over here, but what's the big differences between Del Sur and Forest Ranch? Because they're almost like brother and sister neighborhoods over here in North County, San Diego. So the biggest difference to me is the park systems and the pools. So you're gonna get more parks and pools over in Del Sur versus Forest Ranch, although there's only 6 parks here in Forest, as I mentioned before, but the parks are much bigger here. And they do have one community pool, which we're gonna go check out next. Okay, another thing I love about Forest Ranch is how well it's designed. So this obviously is a planned community here, as you can see behind me. They have really well groomed streets here. They have some very mature trees. Most of Forest Ranch was actually started in the early 2000s. So like 2000, 2003 is kind of when everything started here. So some of these new neighborhoods you go into now, the trees are not as mature. As you can see here in Forest Ranch, they have some beautiful trees here. And they have some of the best tree-lined streets I've ever seen in North County, San Diego. You can hold me to that. And as far as houses go here, they have a mix of single-family homes, condos, and townhomes here. Most of the townhomes and condos are closer to the town center, and all the single family homes are a little bit spread out farther apart. And then they have the parks kind of sprinkled out throughout the neighborhood here. Okay, so one of the biggest, actually probably the biggest reason why people move to Forest Ranch are the schools here. We're located in the Poway Unified School District, which we talk about a lot about on this channel. This is one of the highest rated school districts in all of California, really. And we're standing outside Monterey Ridge Elementary School that has its very own monarch garden just behind me here, which is super cool. Obviously in San Diego, you can be outside all year round. So this is a great way to get the kids outside and not just going to play. They can come out here and learn a little bit about gardening, planting, and butterflies. So it's a very cool aspect of a school here in San Diego, which also tries to think a little bit outside the box. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, the parks are a big part of Forest Ranch life here. So you can see behind me, we're standing outside Pioneer Park, which is actually a private park here for only residents of Forest Ranch. So if you're visiting here from Del Sur, you're gonna be out of luck unless you have a key fob, which is part of the HOA here. That's another thing I want to talk about is HOAs here in Forest Ranch. Pretty much every house here in Forest Ranch will have an HOA. So if you're not a big fan of HOAs, then Forest Ranch might not be for you. Good thing is the HOAs are a little bit lower than Del Sur's are. So if you're trying to compare the two, that's another big reason. If you're not big into the amenities, then you're going to be paying a little bit less. An HOA, usually they range from maybe like $50 to about $150 to $200 maybe on the high end. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to decide between the two towns. So one of the unique features of Pioneer Park is the splash pad here. So like I said, they don't have a lot of pools here in Forest Ranch, but they do have this little splash pad here that's great for little kids. So if you need a little, especially because it's contained and it's gated, so they can't go anywhere. So just throw them in the splash pad and you're good to go. Okay, so I know we talk about most of the pros about living in these neighborhoods, and Forest is no different, but there are a few cons about living here as well. As you can see behind me, we have these huge rolling hills that pretty much surround all of Forest Ranch. You can kind of see from an aerial view here, lots of rolling hills and canyons. With that brings a potential fire hazard here, which also increases your fire insurance here in San Diego. This is pretty common in most of North County, San Diego, as we have lots of rolling hills and canyons throughout. So now we're standing outside Forest Ranch Sports Park here, right in the heart of Forest. If your kids are into sports, specifically baseball or soccer, you're gonna spend many days here at this park. This is where my son plays club soccer at for Force, go Force. So we come here pretty much almost once a week, twice a week, with practices and games throughout the year. They also do like a lot of events here during the year as well. So it's also connected to the Boys and Girls Club Center, which is right next to us. They have a outdoor ice hockey, not ice hockey, roller rink outside here. They also have a pool. This is the pool I was talking about earlier. You can actually get a membership to this pool in the summertime. It's only open from like May through September, I think. So for the year, or for the summer, it's $350 per family if you want to have a membership there. You can also pay by the day. I think it's $5 during the week and about $7.50 on the weekends. So it's a very cool place to check out. Great meeting place for people that live in Forest Ranch and alike, because you actually don't have to live in Forest Ranch to be able to use the pool here in Forest Ranch. So you finally decided you want to move to Forest Ranch. I can almost guarantee you're not moving to Forest Ranch for the nightlife here, as most restaurants close around 9:30 in the evening, and you won't see much open past 10 o'clock, except for maybe Ralph's. But what we lack in nightlife activities, we make up for in outdoor activities here, especially during our beautiful sunshine we have here. I'm at the very southwest end of Forest Ranch Park, where they have these walking trails throughout Forest Ranch. You can kind of find a walking trail within 20 feet of walking out your front door, and this park is no different. So if you're a big outdoorsman and enjoy the sunshine and enjoy a nice walk outside with your family or your dog or a bike ride, Forest Ranch might just be for you. So another con about living in Forest Ranch, if you consider this a con, is, like I said, this is a planned community here, kind of like a tract home neighborhood. If you want something with a little bit more character in the homes here, Forest Ranch is probably not for you. But if you like stucco and Spanish style homes, you're in luck. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the location here in Forest Ranch. So the closest freeway to you is probably gonna be the 15 freeway, which will take you from Forest Ranch, might take you like 7 minutes to get to the freeway there. And if you wanna get to like the airport, it's gonna take you about 35 minutes with no traffic, most likely. And if you want to go to the beach, there are a couple ways you can go. You can take the 56 freeway, go straight down to Torrey Pines, or you can take San Dieguito Road right off of Camino del Sur. And both directions, you'll probably take you maybe 25 minutes to get to the beach, give or take, on a good day. And then as far as like shopping goes, we do have the town center here in Forest Ranch, but if you want to actually go shopping for like clothing or other personal items or electronics, you're probably going to go to Carmel Mountain Ranch, where they have a Costco, a big shopping center with Best Buys and other big box stores like Nordstrom Rack. Forest Ranch really only has like groceries and restaurants options. So if you're actually going to need to go shopping, you're probably going to go outside of Forest Ranch. So that was our tour of Forest Ranch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you're ever looking to buy or sell here in Forest Ranch, we'd love to help you out. And if this is your first time to our channel, please subscribe to our channel, as we post new videos about San Diego every single week. Thanks for watching, and catch us next time. Bye.